Have you ever stopped to observe your cat when they spend hours staring at an empty corner of the house? Or when they strategically position themselves in a specific location, as if they're protecting something invisible to our eyes? For millennia, different cultures around the world have recognized that cats possess a unique connection to dimensions beyond what we can perceive. Welcome to our channel. I'm Feline Mysteries and Magic, and today we're going to explore together 3 fascinating spiritual powers of our feline companions that can completely transform how you see the presence of these extraordinary beings in your life. From ancient Egypt, where they were venerated as sacred guardians, to contemporary spiritual traditions that recognize them as masters of subtle energy, cats have always occupied a special place in humanity's heart. But is there something deeper behind this ancient connection? Get ready for a journey of discovery that may awaken a new perception about the feline sharing your home. Grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's begin this exploration into the spiritual mysteries of cats. The first spiritual power we need to recognize in cats is their extraordinary ability to act as energetic guardians of our home. Have you ever noticed how your cat seems to patrol the house, especially during the night? This isn't just about physical territory, it's something much deeper. In ancient Egyptian tradition, the goddess Bastet, with a cat's head, was considered the protector of home and family. The Egyptians believed that cats possessed the ability to see and ward off negative spirits, maintaining the spiritual harmony of homes. This belief wasn't just superstition, it reflected a millennial observation of feline behavior that we can still witness today. Imagine for a moment that your house is like an ocean of subtle energy, where different emotional and spiritual currents constantly flow. Your cats are like experienced navigators in this invisible ocean, capable of detecting when something is out of balance. They possess a natural sensitivity to perceive changes in the environmental energy field, something that we, with our rational minds, frequently miss. Sarah, a client I've been following for years, told me about a striking experience. After a difficult period of family arguments, she noticed that her cat Luna began to always position herself between her and her husband during tense conversations. Initially, Sarah thought it was coincidence, but over time she realized that Luna seemed to absorb the heavy energy from the environment. After arguments, the cat would go to a specific corner of the house and stay there for hours, as if she were processing and transmuting that dense energy. This capacity for energy absorption and transmutation is one of cats' most precious gifts. They function as true environmental purifiers, not just physically, as we know they do by hunting small invaders, but also on the subtle plane. When a cat chooses a specific place in the house to rest regularly, they're often creating a point of energetic anchoring, establishing a field of protection and balance in that space. In Japanese tradition, there exists the concept of neko no tamashi, the cat's soul, which is believed to be capable of warding off bad luck and attracting prosperity to the family. It's no coincidence that the famous maneki neko, the lucky cat with the raised paw, is such a powerful symbol of protection and good fortune in Japan and many other Asian cultures. Observe your cat over the next few days. Notice where they choose to stay when you're going through moments of stress or anxiety. You might discover that they're intuitively positioning themselves to create a protective, energetic barrier around you, or directing themselves to areas of the house that need spiritual cleansing. The second spiritual power of cats is intimately related to their extraordinary intuition and psychic sensitivity. If you have a cat, you've certainly witnessed moments when they seem to know exactly what you're feeling, even before you yourself have full awareness of these emotions. Cats possess a natural ability to tune into the subtle electromagnetic fields emanating from all living beings. This ability, which we could call an emotional radar, allows them to perceive changes in our emotional, physical, and even spiritual states with a precision that leaves us amazed. In Celtic tradition, it was believed that cats were capable of walking between worlds, serving as messengers between the physical and spiritual planes. This belief reflects an ancestral observation that felines have access to information that transcends our basic five senses. They seem to capture waves of energy and information flowing in more subtle frequencies of reality. Think of your cat as an extremely sensitive radio, capable of tuning into stations we don't even know exist. When they remain motionless, attentively observing an apparently empty space, they may be picking up presences, energies, or information that escape our limited perception. It's not that they see ghosts. They simply have access to broader layers of reality. Maria Elena, a holistic therapist from Portland, shared with me a touching story about her cat Mystique. During her therapy sessions at home, Mystique developed the habit of discreetly entering the room only when clients were going through moments of profound emotional breakthrough. It was as if he knew exactly when my healing presence wasn't enough, she told me. He would approach the person gently, offering a comforting energy that perfectly complemented the therapeutic work. This psychic sensitivity of cats also manifests in their ability to foretell changes. Many guardians report that their cats demonstrate different behaviors before significant events, weather changes, unexpected visits, or even alterations in family health. This isn't mere coincidence. It's a demonstration of their natural ability to perceive energetic patterns that precede physical manifestations. In traditional Chinese medicine, there exists a concept called Wei Qi, the protective energy that circulates on the body's surface. Cats seem to have a natural perception of this energy, being able to detect when it's unbalanced or weakened in their human companions. That's why we often see cats approaching people who are sick or emotionally shaken, offering their presence as a form of energetic support. Cat purring, in fact, has frequencies scientifically proven to promote bone healing and reduce stress. Between 20 and 50 hertz, purring vibrations stimulate cellular regeneration and provide a calming effect on the nervous system. It's as if they possess an internal healing mechanism that benefits not only themselves, but everyone around them. To develop a deeper connection with feline intuition, practice moments of silence and observation with your cat. Sit in meditation beside them and simply observe. You might discover that your own intuition expands when you learn to tune into your feline companion's natural sensitivity. The third and perhaps deepest spiritual power of cats is their ability to act as bridges between dimensions and as spiritual guides in our journey of conscious awakening. This is a perception we find in practically all spiritual traditions that have recognized the special nature of felines. Cats possess a unique quality of presence that differentiates them from other domestic animals. While dogs connect us with unconditional loyalty and expansive energy, cats teach us about mystery, spiritual independence, and the art of inhabiting multiple dimensions of consciousness simultaneously. In Tibetan Buddhist tradition, there exists the belief that certain cats can be reincarnations of spiritual masters who have returned to continue their guidance work in a more subtle way. Regardless of whether we literally believe this perspective, it invites us to consider that our feline companions may have a deeper spiritual purpose in our lives than simply providing companionship. Imagine that reality is like a multi-story house, where each floor represents a different dimension of experience. We humans generally inhabit the ground floor, focused on the physical world, practical responsibilities, material concerns. Cats, on the other hand, seem to have free access to all floors of this cosmic house. They naturally transit between the physical and subtle, the visible and invisible, the known and the mystery. Rebecca, an artist from Santa Fe, had a transformative experience with her cat Sage during a period of profound spiritual crisis. "I was questioning everything, my purpose, my faith, my direction in life," she told me. For weeks, Sage began waking me up always at 3:33 a.m., leading me to the window where I could see the stars. At first, I was irritated, but then I began using these moments to meditate. It was during these nighttime sessions that I received the deepest insights about my spiritual journey. Sage literally guided me back to my center. Cats teach us about the power of silent contemplation. Observe a cat in deep relaxation. They're not simply sleeping. They're in an altered state of consciousness we could call natural meditation. They show us that we don't need complicated techniques or elaborate rituals to access expanded states of consciousness. Sometimes it's enough to simply be present, and allow our consciousness to expand naturally. In Native American tradition, particularly among some southwestern tribes, wild cats were seen as dream guardians and guides for shamanic journeys. It was believed they could teach humans to navigate dream realms and interpret spiritual messages arriving through the dream world. This power of cats as spiritual guides doesn't manifest through verbal communication or obvious signs. Instead, they guide us through presence, example, and a subtle energy that invites us to awaken to deeper aspects of our own spiritual nature. When a cat chooses you as their human, they're not just looking for food and shelter. There's a spiritual synchronicity in this encounter, a resonance between your soul and theirs that transcends the casual. Many people report that their cats appeared in their lives precisely when they were going through important spiritual transitions, as if they were sent to offer support during these periods of transformation. To honor this role of cats as spiritual guides, practice moments of shared contemplation. Sit in silence with your feline and simply be present. Don't try to direct the experience. Allow it to unfold naturally. You might discover that these sessions of shared presence become a powerful form of meditation and spiritual connection. Throughout this journey, we've explored 3 profound spiritual powers that cats bring to our lives: their ability to act as energetic guardians, their mastery in intuition and psychic sensitivity, and their role as interdimensional bridges and spiritual guides. But perhaps the greatest teaching cats have to offer us is about the importance of balancing our rational nature with our intuitive wisdom. In a society that predominantly values the logical and measurable, our feline companions gently remind us that there's an entire dimension of reality that can only be experienced through the heart and intuition. They teach us about the beauty of mystery, about the value of contemplative silence, and about the importance of keeping our spiritual sensitivity alive, even in a world that often seems disconnected from the sacred. Every time you observe your cat in a moment of pure presence, whether they're hunting a sunbeam, watching leaves sway in the breeze, or simply resting in silent contemplation, remember that you're witnessing a spiritual master in action, naturally demonstrating principles that many of us take years to learn. Our journey today through the spiritual powers of cats reminds us of something fundamental. We are all connected by an invisible web of energy and consciousness, and our feline companions are masters at navigating this web with grace and wisdom. If this video touched your heart and expanded your perception about the spiritual nature of cats, I invite you to honor this new understanding through simple but meaningful actions. Dedicate moments of genuine quality time with your feline, not just caring for their physical needs, but also recognizing and respecting their unique spiritual nature. For those who don't yet share their lives with a cat, consider that perhaps it's time to open your heart to this possibility. Animal shelters across the country are filled with cats waiting for a second chance to share their spiritual gifts with loving families. Remember, when we care for a cat, we're not just offering home to an animal. We're welcoming a spiritual teacher, an energetic guardian, and a subtle guide to deeper dimensions of human experience. If this message resonated with you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content about spirituality and our sacred connection with the animal kingdom. Share your own spiritual experiences with cats in the comments below. I love reading your stories and creating a community of people who recognize the sacred nature of all beings. May you and your feline companions continue walking together on this journey of spiritual awakening, learning from each other, and co-creating a more conscious and compassionate world. Until our next meeting, keep your hearts open and your intuition awakened. Namaste.